There was a wedding at Cana in Galilee. The mother of Jesus was there, and Jesus and his disciples had also been invited. When they ran out of wine, since the wine provided for the wedding was all finished, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." Jesus said, "Woman, why turn to me? My hour has not come yet." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." There were 6 stone water jars standing there, meant for the ablutions that are customary among the Jews. Each could hold 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water," and they filled them to the brim. "Draw some out now," he told them, "and take it to the steward." They did this. The steward tasted the water, and it had turned into wine. Having no idea where it came from, only the servants who had drawn the water knew, the steward called the bridegroom and said, "People generally serve the best wine first, and keep the cheaper sort till the guests have had plenty to drink. But you have kept the best wine till now." This was the first of the signs given by Jesus. It was given at Cana in Galilee. He let his glory be seen, and his disciples believed in him.
Today's Gospel is I suppose in some ways, the beginning of St. John's Gospel. Prior to this, we have Jesus going down to the Jordan and the calling of the apostles. And today's Gospel begins with the words, "on the third day." When you look at the Gospel carefully and try to have it make sense, it looks more like the 4th day on the basis of what's in the Gospel. So you're going to have a quick read of the Gospel of John up to the miracle at Cana to work out for yourself what day you think it is, because it could be the 3rd day, it could be the 4th day. So go and have a look and see. Today's Gospel is also interesting from another perspective, because it's the first time we really meet Jesus in St. John's Gospel. Prior to this, they've been at specific moments, the baptism, kind of as it were, in John's Gospel, and him calling the disciples. But this is the first time we see him, the man Jesus, what he's like and what he's doing. And strange, do we meet him for the first time at a wedding, doing what people do at a wedding. He's there with his disciples. And the first thing to observe is there must have been a lot of drinking, because they've run out of wine. Don't presume that the host didn't have enough wine. I think we generally presume when there's a wedding, there's normally a lot of drink available. So the fact that they've run out reasonably quickly means that there's probably been a lot of heavy drinking. First interesting thing to note, Jesus is there at a wedding as a guest, just like anyone else. He's not prudish, he's there. The next interesting thing to note is the first kind of encounter. He finds out that they've run out of wine because his mother comes and tells him. And we have the first insight into his relationship with his mother, because he's very short with his mother, as we find in other parts of the Gospel. He's a real human being, and he has his way of relating to his mother, to his friends, to people around him, obviously also to St. Joseph and to so many other people. And he's rather short with his mother. "Why do you ask me? Why bother me? My time hasn't yet come." And yet the next observation is he's a good son, because he responds to the request of his mother, and also implicitly to the needs of his friends who have invited him to the wedding, and they've run out of alcohol. So we see in an ordinary kind of circumstance, Jesus stepping forward and finding a way to fix the situation. I wonder whether his disciples contributed greatly to the shortage of alcohol too. Perhaps they did. Anyway, he goes and we know the story. He turns this water into wine, a wine of a very high quality. Now, I don't think that that's the main thing to learn from this gospel passage that he could turn water into wine. The next significant moment in this gospel is simply that he doesn't announce to the host or to the people, "You're out of wine, I've made wine for you." In fact, the intriguing part of it is he goes back into the crowd, he goes back, he doesn't even tell his mother, "I've done it." He just goes back and resumes his position as a guest at the wedding. And the wine is given out. And I wonder whether the host or any of the guests, other than those very close to Jesus, ever found out what happened. Jesus obviously knew, Mary knew, and we're told that his disciples believed because they saw what he could do. Somehow they found out. But there's no sense after this the people came rushing after him, as they did when he multiplied the loaves and the fish later on in the gospel. This, his first miracle, remains a very private event. No one sees it. And so we have an insight in this first gospel into the person of Jesus. A person who did great things for others, but never wanted acknowledgement, who never really wanted thanks or return in that sense, except the people give thanks to God. A man of, I think, of profound humility, of straightforwardness. A man who was really human as we are because of his relationship with his mother. And a man that enjoyed festivities as we do because he went with all of his disciples and his mother to this wedding. And we have nothing in there to presume that he did anything other than enjoy himself. As we begin our year, let's look at Jesus and, like him, enjoy the life that we have been given. Engage in it in a non-obtrusive way, in a way that doesn't seek to control, in a way that seeks simply to provide for the needs of the people around us as they emerge, without seeking any kind of recognition or praise for what we do. I wish you all a very happy and peaceful and safe 2022.
So they went to a wedding out in Cana, and the waiter couldn't cater. So the Savior did a favor for the neighbor, 'cause his mother said,